doesn't know what she's doing wrong. Well, I came to find out that she's cold messaging a ton of people, and she's getting no's and she's getting ignored. And I kind of failed her as far as preparing her for that, because that's just what they are. And even if you do it the most perfect way, the fastest turnaround I've ever got on a cold message was 2 days. Everything else has been months and months. So you just have to, I think we really need to instill in our people to just start cold message. Just get it out of the way. After you do a few, it's fine. I like to use the analogy, and there's a video on my team page for this. Cold messaging is just like you're a waitress in a restaurant. My string just hit me in the face. And you're walking around offering coffee to people to refill their coffee cups for breakfast, and some people might tell you no, and that's fine. The waitress doesn't get her feelings hurt. The waitress moves on to the next table and offers it to someone else. And before they're done, the waitress usually comes around again to see if they're ready for coffee again. So that's what, if you can kind of like teach that to your downline, prepare them for the rejection, let them know not to hold any emotional connection to it. And one of the things that I do, or I've done, when I cold message, I try to keep it short and sweet, and I make it very personal to that person. And I like what Ellen Ford, she's a sideline diamond on our team. She said that a cold message should be like a game of tennis. You should hit the ball over to them and ask questions and just give just enough info, just enough questions to make it a conversation. Sometimes my cold messages can last 2 or 3 days by the time we end up replying to each other and stuff. And you want to wait until they hit the ball back over to your side before you say something else, before you ask another question. That goes really well with cold messaging. We need to teach our people that the cold message needs to be all about them. You don't want to, you want to explain what the products have done for you, how excited and passionate you are, but you want to keep it short and sweet. And you want to keep reiterating why you either want them on your team or why you think the products could work for them. And if you don't know them personally, you can, sometimes I'm like, hey, I know I don't know your health history, but you have a great personality. I would kill to have you on my team. And I really believe that the products could help you in one way or another because they've helped my family with A, B, C, and D. And I pick an array of things so that they could think, oh, well, yeah, maybe I could use sleep, fatigue, energy are some good things. Don't just make it about weight loss. And one thing I do when I follow up, whether I get ignored or answered, whether it's a yes or a no or send me info and then they ignore me, I still put them on a list and I follow up with them monthly or when there's a special. And I make it about them again. And I also really try to, especially with the ones I cold message, because I don't want them to just feel like I'm just out to grow my business and just add people. I make it about why I want them specifically. I mean, yeah, I'm cold messaging quite a few people, but there's a reason why they were on my 100 lists, and you want to really get that through to them. Otherwise, they're going to see right through it. This feels scripted. She's just trying to get people to do this with her. She doesn't really care about me, that kind of thing. And I also take the time, if I notice that somebody is someone that I've cold messaged and I engage on their Facebook, I comment on their things a little bit more often, and I really just try to be inspirational, uplifting, encouraging. And I'll even send people messages and say, hey, I saw that you did this and this. That was so cute. Or, hey, I saw you got a new job. Congratulations. And I don't mention Plexus at all. And I think that that's really crucial because they know that you share Plexus. They know that you love Plexus. And that you've already talked about that. And now you need to just keep putting, they call it putting marbles in their jar. And that's a really big thing. And they're watching because you've already planted that seed. You've already done that soft touch. And you're engaging with them on Facebook with non-Plexus things. That's bringing you up in their news feed more, and they're going to be paying attention. I was going to add up how many of my cold messages have actually joined me, but I think it's been about 10 people, which isn't a lot, but it was a lot of people. I got like 10 out of 30 or 40 from last spring, early summer. They all told me no, or they all ignored me, or they said not now, and now they're on my team. So you really just have to be bold and don't prejudge. And I think we should also encourage our people to message people that they're afraid to message. people that intimidate them a little bit. And it kind of sucks when you're first getting used to it. You want to prepare them for the rejection, and you just want to teach them that it's all about them, and it needs to be like a game of tennis. They need to be like a waitress at a coffee shop, no emotional connection, that you're just planting seeds, and they're going to start watching. And as long as they see that you're true and real about this, that it is improving your life, and that you are doing really good, then they're going to come around to the idea more, and they're either going to come to you, or they're going to be more receptive when you cold message them or when you follow up with them again. And I had something else I want to say, but I really can't remember now. So I'll just let Kristen talk now.
Okay. That was good. I took notes on that, Jen, because I've cold messaged a couple times and then never heard back. But then again, I don't ever follow up again because you're afraid to. So I think this week I'm actually going to try and do some of that.
That sends the wrong message, because then it was just like this one-time event, and they can see that you were nervous, that maybe you didn't really mean it. It wasn't authentic. It was a cold message. If you just be ballsy and be bold, follow up with them again. Hey, I really keep thinking about you in Plexus, either the health or the business. I really keep thinking about you. Follow up with them, and they're going to see that it's really because you really do want them on your team, or you really do want to share the products with them. You weren't just trying to work your business,
Right. Yeah. No, I think that's excellent. And that's exactly what's going to be my goal this week.
I'm going to mute myself.
Okay. So I'm just going to go over just some basics. We're going to kind of keep these kind of the same throughout every week, but possibly, add more here and there. Like Jess said, if there's anything that comes up that you think that maybe a new ambassador needs to know, please, message one of us, and we'll definitely get it on our list. So the first thing is just strictly about posting on Facebook and the importance of posting on Facebook and being consistent. So the hours where it shows to be the most consistent are between 6 and 7, because we know people are getting up. People sometimes are complaining on Facebook that they didn't get enough sleep, or, they just really need the energy to go on throughout their day. People are posting Starbucks coffees, energy drinks, all that good stuff. And then another time of business hours or good to post is 11 to 1 and then 5 to 7. And when I said business hours, I typically post the business opportunity at that point, because a lot of times people are at work and they're sitting at their computer or they're on their phone and they are eating lunch. So that tends to be a good time to kind of put up maybe some business things, the compensation plan, the annual monthly or yearly income chart. I don't know if you guys have seen some of that. So sometimes I'll post something about that. Today I posted that, and I also posted a bunch of pictures of a collage of all the ambassadors that have commission or that qualified for gold, senior gold, or silver, and then even emerald, Rachel, today. So that was kind of another way to kind of get the business out there. And then another time to really post is between 9 and 10. And I find that posting testimonials that's just key during those hours, because if you think about it, a lot of times people are going to bed, they put their kids to bed, and that's just when they're able to read a longer post. So, and then also the before and after kind of catches their eye too as they're laying in bed. And then also the reason why we really want to stress to be consistent is because people are really looking to see if you, if this is real, if this is really something you're going to stick to for a long period of time, and it's not just going to die out. So that's so important. And then also people will start to see your passion when you do post on a regular basis. The next thing I want to talk about as far as posting goes is to make your posts eye-catching and try to stay away from ads. I have the Timehop app on my phone, and I joined, my year was in November, and so now all these posts are showing up on my Timehop. And the posts that I did a year ago, holy smokes, I have definitely was like, why did I post that? Oh my goodness. And so, but we learn, and especially through trainings and things. But what I've really found that has helped is just posting pictures, of yourself holding one of the products and then mentioning something that that product has done for you. That's been really helpful. And also just, people take some really great pictures of the products, the actual products, on their desk or in their bag, in their gym bag or something like that. And that just seems to be a little bit more eye-catching than an ad type post. Now, I do like some of the posts where it has the product and then some of the information, but as long as you're not posting that all the time, I think you're okay. I was posting that all the time. Okay, so make them eye-catching. People will scroll right through it if you don't. They'll just think it's kind of another ad. I mentioned the selfie. Make sure they're bright and beautiful and colorful. I definitely see people adding words and arrows, and it just makes it really stand out, and I think that's a really good idea. And then also make sure the picture is good quality. As the picture gets shared, the pixels change. So in the bottom, you can tap it and go to filter, and you can put it back to the original, and sometimes it's not as grainy. Now, if it's real grainy, try and go on the Facebook and maybe search for the original picture and just do it that way, because you definitely want to look like it's professional. And then I also mentioned testimonies. Just make sure they are they're not all pixely. And also, I've been noticing some of these testimonials will come, and you typically will see the before on the left and the after on the right. But here lately, I've seen them switched, and that bothers me. That bothers me. So if you see that, I'm trying to go back and redo it. I just don't like it because your phone's charging. Oh, okay. So yeah. So definitely, I'm like reading, sorry. This is why I can never do a Periscope. So anyways, make sure you get that switched. The next one is, let's see. Also, something I've noticed, and I can get a little Plexus happy too, is don't fill your entire news feed with Plexus posts. Make sure that you're posting things throughout the day, other things. I mean, you can post, your workouts, maybe something that you cooked for dinner or something you cooked for breakfast or lunch, whatever. Keep it a lifestyle, but don't just post Plexus, because those people that are not interested in the Plexus will unfollow you, and then you may never get them back in. So that's really important. Let's see, I mentioned to post pictures of workouts, also quotes, scriptures, recipes I mentioned, and just promoting that healthy lifestyle in between those Plexus posts. And people will start seeing you and seeing, your credibility towards that lifestyle and not just wanting to take these supplements. Okay, so content. People have come to me, where do you find your content? Things like that. I follow a lot of Plexus people, and I follow a lot of Plexus people that aren't on our teams. And I know sometimes that gets really hard, that as you're signing up under friends, you don't want to be sharing the same thing. So it's just really important to go find other people to follow. Another thing about content, if you do follow a lot of the same people, I use the Notes app on my phone all the time. And I'll go through statuses and I'll copy and paste, which is awesome. It's that new thing with Facebook. And you can go and copy and paste it in the notes section. And then you can also copy and paste the actual picture in your notes section with it. So oftentimes I'll do that. I'll change it up a little bit, and then I'll save it for another day. So then you're not posting the same thing, as your friends are doing. Let's see. And then also, as far as content goes, make sure your posts are targeting your market. Make sure that if you have a lot of friends that are pregnant or breastfeeding, share some of those testimonies. If you have a lot of people that are posting about Starbucks, post some of those. So it's just really important to know, who you're working with and who's your audience. So now I'm going to briefly talk about going silver. And I know some of you guys were on the call last night with Rachel, and that was something huge that we really talked about. And it was going silver and making sure that we start our new ambassadors going that route. It is not a hard thing to do. And when I say that, it's because it's so easy to look for possibly your best friend or even family members. And I'll say my friends that I worked with and my mother-in-law were one of my first ambassadors. So that really kind of got the ball going. So to go silver, it's important to sign, like I said, 3 ambassadors. Those 3 ambassadors are your level 1s. And then when they say the power of 3, that means you then duplicate. So then you teach that ambassador to then find their 3 ambassadors, and so forth. and then you go silver. Now, sorry, my dog. So with that said, I lost my train of thought. Okay, so to go silver. So if you were to assign your ambassador, 3 ambassadors your very first month, they would not all have to commission qualify. They would have to, I'm sorry. Y'all are distracting me. Anyways, okay, so your first month, this has never happened. Anyways, okay, so if you sign 3 ambassadors your very first month and they purchase a welcome pack, you will go silver. Now, the problem is something that they changed, I think, a little less than a year ago, to where if you were to have 2 ambassadors to sign up this month and then your next ambassador sign up next month, all 3 actually have to commission qualify aside from their welcome pack. So you just have to make sure that they all purchase $100 after their welcome pack, if that makes sense. That's just how they've kind of changed to do it. So again, reach out to close friends, reach out to relatives, things like that. And another thing that I think is really, really important is being strategic about your very first post. I did a video. I was a preferred customer first under Rachel for about 2 weeks. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this works. And so I did a little video. And oftentimes that really gets out your message. It gets out your enthusiasm about the products. So, you know, work with your upline, work with your direct upline, just to kind of see how you can get that first post out there to not make it sound salesy, but to more come from your heart. So it's really important. So just to start sharing, you know, immediately. And then again, like I said, as soon as you get those 3 ambassadors, then teach duplication and get them to find their 3 ambassadors to go silver. Also, something that could help to go silver is launching the Sip and See or even an online event. A couple of my team members have done online events and they were pretty successful. Same with Sip and Sees. I've only had one Sip and See for myself, and then I helped host another one, and I'm going to do one again this month. That's something really scary for me, but even if one person shows up, that is still a party, and you could still end up getting either a referral from that person, or they could easily sign up as an ambassador or a customer. So it's definitely something you want to, you know, try and do. Let's see. And then I also want to just talk about just the importance of training. All of you guys are on this call, and it's awesome that you are. And what's just so great is Jen and Jess, you know, we're all doing this together, and I'm constantly learning something from them. I mean, they are so knowledgeable, and it's just wonderful. And then also, as far as trainings go, you know, not just training yourself with our team or with our products, but I follow many, many people on Periscope. I follow Shailene Johnson, Coach Glitter, the guy who wrote GoPro. All of them have such good information strictly about business and MLM companies. Not necessarily, you know, Shailene Johnson does PIO for Beachbody, but she doesn't talk about Beachbody. She actually does her own webinars for multi-level marketing and businesses and things like that. So definitely get training from other people. And then aside from that, whenever you are getting content from them, that's then when you can start sharing with your team. And I just think that's really, really important to not only take the knowledge that you gain, but then share it. And I'll tell you something, that was something really hard for me at the very beginning. And I think we've had this conversation before. Before convention, I was like, I'm in competition with these girls. Like, I'm not going to share any of my knowledge. But that's not what it's about. We're one plexus, and it's so important that when we do learn something, you know, we share it with everybody. And it's just a wonderful experience learning from everybody, because everybody is just so smart and out there to really help everybody out there. So let's see. I think I pretty much covered everything. I know they mentioned some, you know, about the going silver. They mentioned the dream team list and also the chicken list. The chicken list is where those people that you're afraid of, you know, I have a list of those. So I need to go through those people. And then, yeah, I think that's all I have to share right now. So I hope that helped. And I'm really sorry I got distracted with my husband and the dog. Things happen.
It happens. I had to go take care of the kid because he had to stay in bed. So, okay, I'm going to go back to these questions real quick.
Yes. couldn't read them.
Okay, Carrie asked, would you re-message if you cold message the wrong way? I think that goes kind of back to Jen. I think you said, when you cold message somebody, not to just send them that one message, but to continuously send them and everything. And then I think you also replied that you would go back and, what did you say?
I said, yes, I would own it and go back and message again. I would probably then send a voice message and say, hey,
yeah, definitely.
My last message was kind of crazy, kind of long, whatever. I want you to know I'm still doing this. And they can hear your voice then. And then they'll probably maybe hopefully respond. But you just got to own it. Like, hey, yeah, I sent you that crazy long message. Sorry. I still want you.
I wish there was one of the emoticons like, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, okay, Carrie, do you have anything you want to add to any of this? Because you just hit gold, right?
Senior
gold.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. Yeah. I'm going behind. Do you have anything you want to add to any of this or share?
She's muted.
Oh, hang on. Hold up. Oh, you got yourself. Okay.
Am I unmuted now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay,
Yes.
I'm leaving because my husband's watching Black Sheep and laughing.
No, I just wanted to kind of get your thoughts on this stuff, and especially the cold messaging. Because I was watching you, and you seemed to kind of agree with a lot of stuff that Jen was saying and stuff. So, do you cold message on a regular basis?
I was totally agreeing. Yeah, I was totally agreeing with the what she was saying about the lengthy messages, the scripted ones, because I was in an MLM before Plexus, and I used to send those exact, like when you were showing the example of the lady that sent you the message, the Thrive message. I was like, oh my gosh, I used to send those kind of messages, and I even annoyed myself, when I would read back and I'd be like, wow, like I can't believe I did that. But yeah, the scripted messages, like I totally agree with that. Just be yourself. Don't try to, fake it and make it sound, fake. So, yeah, I mean.
Definitely. And cold messaging is kind of hard to do, especially if you're first starting out, and especially if you've never gotten one from somebody, just because you don't really know how to go about, like, what to say without saying too much, but you want to say enough without saying too little, basically. So if you guys need help with cold messaging, like ideas and how to go about doing it, then reach out to one of us. And like Jen said, she sent out, what'd you say, like 30 or 40 and got like 10% of it back, or 50%?
Yeah, but it took months. It took months for them to finally join me. That's why if you're silver or gold, they need to start doing it now.
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to take people probably average of 6 months before they're going to get that 10% to join them. I think I said 50% when we were talking earlier, but I was full of that. No, 50%.
There's a lady that I go to church with that her husband, he has like late night eating habits, and most of the time it's sweets, but like he basically, like, he does it in his sleep. He doesn't realize he's doing it until like the next morning. And then like he'll, still have the taste in his mouth, or he'll see like his trash or whatever from what he left over from the night and stuff. So I've been talking to her, not quite since I joined, but I probably started talking to her in the summer, and I joined on Valentine's Day. So it's been almost a year since I've joined, but I started talking to her probably about summertime, and she even came into a sip and see at my house in October, and I messaged her today, and she said that they're planning on ordering this week. So I mean, it takes a while. Some people, it takes a while. It takes a long while, some people. So just don't be afraid to just keep following up, like we say. And, some people it's going to be a couple days, a couple weeks. Some people it'll be a couple months. Some people it might be years. You just don't know, but you can't just give up. There's one person that I have taken off of my 100 list because she specifically said, I don't want anything to do with this whatsoever. And so I pencil marked her out. Maybe later on down the road I'll add her back to the list. But she specifically said, I absolutely want nothing to do with this. So.
And I think that Jen had a good point too about making it personal. When you send them a message, think about something that, they do or that they're good at, or even if it's somebody that you grew up with that like has a sense of humor, that you knew that that's what they're out and around, I always answer a message, and I'm always like trying to make a joke or trying to make it funny because I know that's, their personality and whatnot. You don't want to just send some, scripted thing, and they're just going to see right through it and just be like, ah.
Mm-hmm. And also put yourself in their shoes. And if you were receiving that message, what would you want it to say? Like, what would it take to be in that message to get your attention, and not for you just to kind of skim over it and then disregard it? So think about that. That's one thing that's why I sucked as a car salesman. I did that for 6 months, but like I treated the people as if I were sitting on the other side of the desk and what I would want to be said and how I would want to be treated. So I sucked. I didn't sell very many cars because of that, but that's just the way I was. So anyway, let's see. And then Ashley asked, what is Thrive and how are we different? Jen, Kristen, y'all want to say anything on that?
I honestly don't know that much about Thrive. Whenever someone asks me to compare stuff, I tell them to do their own research, and I take it right back to Plexus. So I don't know. I think they have a patch.
They have a patch that's loaded with vitamins.
I don't think they treat the root cause. They don't have a good enough probiotic like we have. So I'll say little things that I know like that, but then I just keep turning it right back around. And if they don't want to talk about Plexus, they're a capable human being. They can do their own research. I don't compare other companies. I just don't waste the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, not worth it.
Kristen, do you have anything you want to say about it? Oh, wait, actually.
Yeah, she was just talking about it today when I was frustrated with the girl with the isogenic stuff. It's the thing. It's like, let's just talk Plexus and what it does, and they'll go where they want to go. So.
Yep. Okay. Hang on. Stephanie has her hand raised. Let me.
I really didn't answer her question.
Okay. I'm going to lower your hand and then unmute you. Oops. That was Ashley. Stephanie, where'd you go? Okay. Stephanie, did you have something you wanted to say on that? Well, now she's muted again. She must have muted herself. Stephanie, you there? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I work with a girl that actually takes Thrive, or used to. I started talking to Plexus around her, and she was asking me like how it was different and this and that. And I mean, this is when I first started Plexus, which I haven't been doing it for very long. Anyway, from what I gather, there's a patch, there's some supplements she takes, there's like a protein shake, this and that. And basically, I don't think it's all natural. It seems like just like every other supplement that's out there. And when she first started talking about it, I didn't really know much about Plexus anyway. So I was telling her like, I really don't know if it's anything like that, but that doesn't sound anything like we do. And she stopped taking it because she's an epileptic, and it was helping with the migraines that she was getting before she would have seizures. But now like it's caused more problems than it has helped her with, and it costs a lot more money than Plexus. So that's what I know about that.
Yeah, I think it's like hundreds of dollars to do Thrive.
Yeah,
and it's like multiple different things that you have. There's the patch, there's the shakes, there's supplements, there's all kinds of things that you have to take. So
yeah, and like the supplements, we have an accountability group going on, and that was actually one of our challenges, was to research one of the other lines, and Thrive was one that somebody did, but their supplements are like specific, if I remember correctly. Like they have a greens supplement, and then they have like a digestive supplement, and that's like they're specific like that, whereas ours is like the complete gut health instead of just digestive issues. It's complete gut health and overall health and stuff like that. And the patch, I don't even understand how it works, but I guess it's loaded with vitamins. I don't even know how it works, but it's supposed to help with like energy and stuff. I've got a friend that she has arthritis. She's a Thrive rep now, but before she became a rep with them, she had ran out of something of theirs, and so she tried our fast relief cream and didn't think it helped, and within just a couple of days she had became a Thrive rep, because she swears up and down that it helps with her arthritis, but I think it's bullcrap. But anyways, it's basically just running health and wellness stuff. Their shakes are packed full of crap, pretty much. I think there's artificial flavors. I know there's sucralose in it. It's just overall not good. And like, it's one of those Band-Aid systems. Basically, it treats the symptoms of the problem, but it never actually gets to the problem. So
That's exactly what I was going to say, because Stacy had taken it for, I want to say 4 or 5 months, and she said it no longer works for her and she's having more problems than she ever did beforehand.
yep. So we're different because we get to the root of the problem, and we're the only company that does. So because we figured out what the root of the problem is, and we actually try to fix it. So
I think Plexus is the only detoxification line of products, supplements that actually subtly detox your body.
to my knowledge, yes. All the ones that I've seen. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Jen.
Oh no, I was gonna say that's like, if I do compare, I just talk about how we have we deal with the gut health, the inflammation, and the blood sugar, and that we are a detoxification line of products, and that's what kind of sets us apart. I don't know if we're the only one, so I could be.
Just from what I've seen and the little bit of research that I've done with them, and then talking to Rachel here and there about some that she knows about, the ones that do have any sort of like detox anything, like I said, they have like a digestive health, but that just works on like digestive issues, and that's all it does. So, and to my understanding, it's more for like people that are constipated than, have loose stool. So it only works and targets like one issue, one problem, instead of, the absorption issues that most people have, and actually getting to like what is causing that and why is that happening. So yeah, we are definitely way different. And Jen put it pretty much the nail on the head with the word detox.
We're the only ones that pregnant breastfeeding kids too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yes, ma'am.
I had a girl post, now that you're talking about detox, I had a girl just post on Facebook that she's doing this detox diet, and she even said something about how she hopes she can get through it because she's going to be eliminating a lot of things from her diet. And I'm just thinking, that's what's so great. You don't have to, you got to eat healthy, of course. You can't just eat chips all the time. But anyways, I need to do more posts on, like you just said, Jen. That's a good idea.
Yeah. All right. I think Lori had something to say. Lori, go ahead.
Here, baby.
Lori.
It's my hands.
In your pocket, move.
No, look, my hands.
I know what you're talking about. Move, so I can put it in your pocket.
Stop.
Okay, Lori, we'll come back to you in a minute.
You might want to mute that.
Does anybody else have any questions or anything while we're waiting on Lori? How do you respond when people respond it didn't work for them? A new ambassador posted her picture of her shipment and everybody said nice things. Okay, what I do when people say it didn't work for them, I basically just go through what you would go through when you're following up with somebody in their first couple weeks. What were you on? How did you take it? What health issues and stuff do you have going on? How much water did you drink? Because more times than not, they're not taking it consistently and they're not drinking enough water. Those are the two main things as to why it doesn't work for most people. I have several people say that.
You mean like it was a comment on a post, Katie? Yeah, it is. You teach the ambassador to delete any negativity because that's just bad for their business.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they want, you guys can reach out to them together, or they can reach out to them alone, and talk about it. Sometimes I just delete it and I'm like, okay, it didn't work for you. We can talk later, but don't leave it up. And then talk to that ambassador and remind them that some people give up long before it can work for them, and just reassure them that usually the ingredients will work in someone's body if they do what they're supposed to and they give it enough time. And then if I would maybe reach out to that person and say, hey, I'm sorry that it didn't work for you. Is there any way you could try to refrain from putting that out publicly? I don't know, however you want to word it.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, Lori, are you ready? Lori?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Did you have a question or anything?
Oh, okay. I didn't realize you were able to hear me the whole time. That's hilarious.
That's okay. We
Okay,
just heard
so
a few things, nothing bad.
oh, well, I don't care. I was at a restaurant with my kids, and I'm trying to get them to help me. And when you called on me, of course, we're packing up our stuff and leaving, and I was almost dropping my phone. But anyways, okay. So what I wanted to tell you guys, I'm going to it. I had just had something funny to share, and I thought, of course, you would call on me when I can't talk. Of course. So one of my cousins posted on Facebook. She's like, hey, I'm looking for a trainer out in our area. If you know of a trainer, please, let me know. And I thought, oh my gosh, I want to say something. I want to say something to my cousin, because I've already talked to her about it. I know she's trying to lose weight. And she has some health concerns, but I just didn't know how to say it because we've already talked and she's completely shut me down. But being, she's my cousin. I love her. I care for her. I want to help her. I know what she's using is not helping her, which is lovely, Thrive, Advocare, whatever. And so this is what I told her. I said, girl, I noticed you're looking for a trainer. I said, I have a product that is a great thermogenic that can use that you could use for pre-workout to maximize your results. It heats up your body to burn fat, and it's all natural too. We really should talk. And she said, I have my Advocare that I am going to start using again, but thanks, cousin. And I said, Shirley, I said, look, I used to use it once too, but not anymore. Just saying, would love to help you, girl. And then her response was, thank you, but I love my Advocare. And like bullet points, exclamation marks. I mean, she was all about Advocare. And I'm just trying to get through to her. But, sometimes you can't. People want to continue doing their own thing. And I told her, whenever she said, thanks, girl, but I love my Advocare, I could just totally hear her. She's the kind of person that likes to cut up a lot. And so I had told her, or I almost told her, how much does it love you back? Because, I mean, my goodness, you've been doing this for a year. But I'm like, okay, I could tell her that in person, but I'm not going to tell her that on Facebook because other people are going to see it and think that I'm just being,
right.
bitchy. So I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. But I just cracked up to myself, wanting to say that to her. But what I did say to her is I said, all right, that's fine. I said, but just to let you know, I love you more. And, just left it at that.
Yeah.
But I just had to share that with you guys because I'm really trying to work on, helping my family that I know that are taking other products that I know that they've been on them for several months, and there is no change. I mean, something is to be said with that. They're taking a product and nothing is happening.
One of my wholesale ambassadors, I had reached out to her. She was like diehard Advocare person, like diehard, all about it, had been for several years. She had been this is way back last spring. She had been liking a lot of my Plexus posts, and she is my father-in-law's cousin, so she's family. But so I just messaged her one day. I was like, hey, I see you've been creeping my posts. Is it something you want to know more about? Are you interested? Or are you just doing it for support? She's like, no, I love my Advocare. I've been on it for, several years. Having good luck with it. I'm just doing it for support. It's like, okay, great. Thank you for the support. So then about 2 weeks later, it was Memorial Day. Is that the one that's in May? Whichever holiday is in May. Mm-hmm. We were actually out at their house for a get-together and stuff. And I'm walking out the door to go to my car. And she goes, I want to talk to you sometime about your Plexus stuff. I was like, okay, great. I was like, I can get with you this week. And so we ended up just messaging back and forth on Facebook because she lives in Canyon, which is about 20 minutes from here. And then within probably about a week and a half, she had ordered the triplex. She started in June. I talked to her the other day. She's down 40 pounds. And she's the one I made the post about today, her and her husband. Her husband started just after Thanksgiving, and he's down 15 pounds. And she is off her cholesterol meds and lowered her blood pressure meds. And her cholesterol, when I talked to her at Thanksgiving about her progress, her cholesterol had dropped 70 points since starting to take Plexus. So, and she was a diehard Advocare person. She was having good luck with her Advocare. Everything was great on Advocare, but then boom, she gets on this stuff. And then all of her results, her health in general, not just her weight loss, the sky's through the roof. So, Lori, and I tell you that to say, Rachel has had, I think one for sure, I think maybe two Advocare people switch over as well, just because they get like the weight loss results and stuff that they want from Advocare, but they still feel like crap. They're still having all these other health issues and stuff that the Advocare isn't targeting and focusing on. It's just a weight loss thing. So, but anyways, so give her about a month and a half or 2 months maybe, and, see like her workout progress and stuff like that. And then maybe message her later on and say, cause she is your cousin. So be like, how's the workouts going? How's your weight loss journey going? Whatnot and stuff. And then maybe share a few of the testimonies of people that have switched from Advocare to Plexus, that they have the weight loss with it, but they also have the other health benefits with it as well. Jen, did you want to say something?
I have that. She can have my testimony. I used to take Advocare. I was on.
I always forget about that.
Yep. If you just keep posting and keep going back to the health, eventually she's going to realize maybe Advocare helps her lose weight, but she still isn't sleeping that good, or she still has a, acid reflux, or she's still on prescription. Keep promoting the health side of it, and maybe she'll finally come through. It'll get through to her. I mean.
Yeah, and I'm glad Jen brought that up for all of you that are still on the call. When promoting Plexus, we're a health and wellness company. We're not a weight loss company. And I hope you all know that and understand that. And that, yes, people lose weight on this, and people have lost lots and lots and lots of weight on it. But that's that's a side effect of getting their body healthy. And that's another thing that sets us apart from a lot of these other companies, is because their main focus is energy like Thrive and weight loss, and that's it. And ours is overall health. And yeah, people lose weight on it, but it's as a result of getting their guts healthy and getting their body healthy and back working the way it's supposed to be working. So I personally, unless I have a testimony, like Theresa's, my aunt, cousin, whatever she is to me, unless I have a testimony of somebody specifically that I've been working with, or just a really, really awesome weight loss testimony but has the health testimony part in with it, that's the only time I ever share anything about weight loss with the company, because like I said, it's just a side effect. We're more about overall health, not just weight loss. So think about that in your posting and your promoting as well. Girls, do you have anything else? Jen, Kristen?
I'm good.
I'm good. Anybody have any more questions or anything? If you can just unmute yourself, since everybody's not on video. All right. Of course, I for some reason it didn't start recording whenever I hit record. So whenever Jen started talking, I hit record. So that part in the beginning, sharing that cold message, I'll just do a separate video for it and post it on the pages if y'all want. But if nobody has any more questions or anything, then we are done. And we will see y'all again next week. Thank you guys for getting on.
Bye.